I thought it was good for the president to have a meeting. I believe in engagement. And we worked to try to get a meeting. We were rebuffed again and again because at the time, the sanctions weren't biting. China wasn't as engaged. I went to China several times. We elevated the sanctions several times. And the Trump administration continued that. And we applauded that. I applauded it anyway. They had another 2 ratchetings up of the sanctions. So that began to have an impact. And then the summit took place. In principle, a summit is an important thing and a good thing. But you have to prepare for it. And you have to have a communique which leads you to the next step. There was no such communique. There was no such preparation. There is a huge difference in interpretation of what is meant by denuclearization. Our sense of denuclearization is one thing. Kim Jong-un's sense of it is another. And you've got to have, obviously, an agreement on that. Then secondly...
Will you ultimately look back at that meeting, you think, 5 years from now and think it's a success or a mistake?
Well, I think it was. I think it already can be assessed to have been a mistake in the way it was carried out, because you didn't come out with a communique that had specific next steps and that made it clear how you would account for the existing arsenal of weapons, how you would access them, how you would begin the process of actual denuclearization. Moreover, denuclearization of Kim Jong-un means the U.S. retreats and denuclearizes. Japan and South Korea and the U.S. security blanket become a very different entity. All of this could still happen, and we want it to happen. I want this process to be, every American should want this process to be successful, because this is an enormous challenge for all of us. But the irony is we had sanctions against Iran, which did not have a nuclear weapon, that are still tougher than the sanctions we have against North Korea, which does have nuclear weapons. So it's always been backwards. And what we need to do now is get on track. I hope a subsequent conversation or the next round will produce the precision that is necessary. But I think the president rushed in to a glitzy kind of summit with a lot of flags and a lot of hoopla, but frankly, not a lot of substance.